We join the cast of Super Legit before the show as Jen learns all about esports.
So you're talking about people playing video games? Sports?
Yes. Yeah. Competitively streaming online, like tournaments,
fighting games. Yeah.
Generally they're like massive
an
multiplayer
arena.
online type games.
Yeah.
Or or mobile
first
games.
person shooters.
I cannot think of a thing I'd be less interested in.
Thank you for saying that, Paul. Yes.
The nice thing about esports though is it kind of democratized sports, or at least televised sports, and if you look at an audience of the people that watch it, it's all kinds, as opposed to there's kind of a specific demographic that watches NFL.
White guys, Hispanic guys, Asian guys.
Yes,
all the kinds of guys.
People reaching across the bridge to give each other the Vulcan high sign.
Yes.
I gotta say, if there are Madden tournaments where people are that kind of money, that's really gotta bother the athletes who are being whose fake versions are making more money than.
Well, this was a thing early in COVID. Was a lot of the basketball and football players were going online and playing their own sport in esports tournaments, mostly just for fun. It was a thing, but it was I can't go play the actual sport, so I'm going to do this online as part of a big event. They made money.
They do understand. That's such a not a parallel whatsoever.
Right.
To the actual
the skills
sport.
are not at all the same. Right. Yeah.
It seems insane to me that you could even be we're playing sports.
Yeah, right.
It's not.
It's when a guitarist plays Guitar Hero. And
Thank you.
I can't do this.
You stole my bit. Yes.
Yes.
I'm so okay on the guitar. But
I had my father try to play a rock band, the drums on it, and my father was the drummer for Oingo Boingo. He could not figure out how to play drums on a rock band. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Just
we
the
need
drummer
to take
for
a
Danny
pause right
Elfman's
now.
motherfucking band. Yeah,
yeah. Jen,
your
just for a short
dad
period
is
of time,
the drummer for Oingo Boingo.
Yeah, the studio version of Only a Lad was him, etc. Yeah, he was.
That's
that was
insane.
Yeah.
How did we go this long without me knowing that? It's very upsetting.
Crazy
to me.
Are you a Boingo fan too?
That's awesome. I love Oingo Boingo.
Yeah, when you turn Jen's camera around to see the rest of her living room.
It's a shrine.
It's a cardboard cutout of Danny
Elfman.
Yeah.
Do Oingo Boingo fans have a name like Parrot Heads or
Boingers?
Boing boing. Yeah,
Boingers. Boingers. Yeah.
They're really divided between the Oingers and the Boingers.
Oh my God,
sex
there's about
group.
1,000 Boingers out here tonight.
Oingangatangs.
The fan base of Oingo Boingo is similar to Hall & Oates. You're either an Oinger or a Boinger.
Yes.
I just can't get with that, man. I just can't get with that.
Hilarious.
The Oingers are much more conservative.
Yeah. I understand what your dad was going through because my dad played 18th century British literature hero.
What?
And just could not figure
How
out
did I not know this?
he's fine in a classroom. But what's the red square do?
Yeah.
Right.
The symbolism was all fucked up. It really threw it.
Much in the same way my dad played Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah. Let's start the show, man. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of Super Legit, everyone. I am your host, Jarrett Lennon Kaufman, a.k.a. Jet Kaufman, for all the people confused about my name. I'm sure there's people confused. They're all very curious. Who is this guy? Why does he have two names? One's a nickname. Problem solved. Let's introduce our cast this week. We've got with us Josh Spence.
Hello.
We've got Chris Sanders.
Hi.
Stephen C. James.
That's me.
Jen Burton. Whee! Chris Compton.
Acknowledgement.
And Michael Hyman.
Actually, I think the confusion is because my nickname is also Jet Kaufman. That's probably where it was coming from.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and you had it
Kind of a
first too, and
Spartacus thing
it was
around.
kind of a dick move on my part, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I am also
but-
Michael Hyman.
And then we have a special guest this week as well, someone who has been talked about many times on this show, but finally we will hear his voice, Paul
His nickname
Vaillancourt.
is the motherfucking legend, Paul Vaillancourt. Let's get that right.
How do you feel about that nickname,
And
Paul
Jet
Vaillancourt?
Kaufman,
Yes.
also my name.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Thank you. Thank you
By
for
the way,
joining
Jet
us.
Kaufman's
Oh.
not my nickname.
I'm super curious about how I've been talked about.
All very glowing reviews.
You will have to listen to
times.
every single episode to find out for yourself. Just dig through all those hidden gems.
That is the running topic of the episode.
Yes.
This entire podcast has been about you from the beginning.
And my dad. To be fair.
That's true.
Yeah.
Paul, you're Josh's dad.
Sometimes referred to in one of the same.
Yeah, sometimes. Have you seen The Karate Kid? It's very much just that.
Yes. Yeah, it's episode 52, which if we were doing this weekly, this would be the first year, but we of course do it every other week. But yeah, so this is the culmination of everything as we finally got Paul Vaillancourt on the show.
Here we go.
No
pressure.
So let's jump in with this week's question. Actually, it's funny. This almost became no pun intended, timely for me because I started building the Lego time machine today, the Lego Back to the Future time machine. They don't call it DeLorean because they don't have the rights to the name DeLorean because that's its own company now. But it is this giant, it's beautiful. And I had this question lined up too, which is, so you already took care of Hitler, 9/11, COVID, and everything else important. Now, what do you do with your time machine for fun?
2 questions. I have 2 questions. Yes. One, does everybody know? No, this is true. In this hypothetical sense, it's true. One, does everybody know, like, if something happened, is everybody now aware of it? Kind of like how the snap happened in Avengers Endgame, where, like, everybody knows that, this 5-year gap happened. Also,
so do we know that time used to work differently, but it's been altered now?
Yeah, that's one question I had. And then the other question I had was,
these are very important details.
It's a great.
I feel it is because, like, if you let's say you go back in time and you murder someone, does everybody kind of know that you? Like,
we know what Josh wants now.
You murdered
timeline.
Hitler,
probably,
or is it like because you took care of it and he no longer exists now? You no longer know that he exists because you killed him.
I have to go with the rules that you're the only one who knows what you did because it is filtered through time. In fact, there will be people alive who wouldn't have been alive because that's kind of the point of going back and killing Hitler. There will be some people who were never born because, of course, things worked completely differently. So the whole world will be dramatically different. You're the only person who knows you did that. It's also good because you're focused on the one part of this that was the part of the question I indicated we're past. So that's great.
Yeah, you also have to forget, like, it's not about doing all these things and then what time is like now back in the present after you've changed those things. It's where are you going for fun? What time period do you want?
What are you going to go do for yourself?
Experience.
But
guys,
you had a second question.
Aware of this. I'm doing this for our guests.
Okay? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess, though, that Josh is looking to go back and murder somebody. And then wind up being the lead guitarist for a band.
I think we all know what that band is.
What band would that be?
No. Taylor Hawkins is already dead, and he's a drummer. That's in very poor taste for both of you. I wouldn't.
Okay. All right.
I was thinking you were going to kill Slash.
But if you murdered Dave Grohl, does that mean you would also have to?
No, thank you for listening to the Super Legit podcast. We would.
You would also have to take your time to play for Nirvana as well. Unless you murdered Dave Grohl before Nirvana, like
right. So then, if you were filling in for him in the Screamers, then you're dealing with a kind of forgettable Virginia punk band.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
You also had a second question you wanted to ask Josh. Do you remember what it was at this point, or are we're so far past it and in the weeds?
If you call this the weeds,
Jen, actually, I have a more important question.
Wow.
Jen, yes.
As co-host, I have a more important question.
I forgot to announce you as co-host.
Question? Did you have a backup question for in case the first question went so off the rails as it clearly has?
I did not. This one. I feel like we could put it back on the rails.
Or will you just go back and make sure it doesn't go off the
That's how he uses his time machine, just to restart
this. Well, here's the great thing, guys. Yeah, you know how the question is now back on the rails? Yeah, I went back in time with the time machine, and I fixed it so that we all understand the question. And now Chris Sanders is going to give his answer.
Someone keeps asking about a question. What question? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You shouldn't have.
I like the idea of being a social time traveler, and that I exist to go back in time and set awkward moments right.
Oh, this is a good story right here. All right, so does someone have an answer to this question as opposed to questions about the question?
I also have a legit answer. If everybody's ready.
Is it a legit answer if it's based off the subsequent questions that you've asked?
No. I was curious. I do have an honest answer. If we can go back in time and Shit, I'm so sorry. We can go back in time multiple times.
We can go back time and shit.
Yeah.
That was
multiple times.
I would just take the best one.
Okay. If we can go back multiple times, I would love to be at like the first time a certain type of food was invented. Like I would love to go back to like 800 BC and like some guy had just left sour milk in his sack and then all of a sudden cheese was invented. I would like to see the person go, this is sour milk. It does look appealing. I'm going to try this. Oh my God, we're going to call this cheese. Or like go to like the first time the hot dog was invented. Like, this thing has all these remnant parts of meat and some cockroaches, but we're going to put it in a tube.
Super. Orgok. What are you doing with what came out of that chicken?
I make need new word for yum.
Orgok, what you do is wrong. That future child of chicken must not eat. Orgok.
No,
I am ashamed of you.
You must try. Trust me. It's yummy.
No, Orgok, that is
I will figure out word.
When mighty rain come after leaf fall on steep mountain, it is slippery slope. I not eat now and then have regret later. No, Orgok, I draw line in ashes of fallen warriors.
You give me good idea. See, giant lizard over there. It also lay eggs. It also yummy.
Orgok, must not look lizard sad. You take lizard future baby. No, Orgok,
it make more baby.
No, Orgok, must not.
Many other eggs right there.
Orgok, come with me. Eat what I eat. Look, worm from ground. Chocolate fallen from buttock of lizard. All of these things are things we should be eating. How else do you think I have these bright red eyes and my fingernails come off so easily?
I don't mean to downplay your recommendations, Licious. I just want to try other things. And I promise I will figure out a new word to describe these tasty treats. Licious, just give me a moment.
Orgok, you must realize we are hunters and gatherers. How else can we eat the red berries that make the red liquid come out of our buttocks? Or hunt down all the various plants that make our skin itch so deliciously?
You just have much better vocabulary than Orgok. Licious,
it's because
you are the brains of the tribe.
I have been drinking the water that stands still in the pool until it turns green.
I'm not trying to change the water we drink. This is good water. Why do you think I am able to debate with you right, Mo? I drink the same water.
The
solid foods is what I'm trying to change.
Let's have a tribe vote. Who here wants to eat Orgok for making everyone feel stupid for big words? Raise hand and say aye.
I cannot lift arm because I eat too many red berry, but trust me, I assent to this vote.
Orgok is my one brother, and this is a time when I should come to Orgok defense. But Orgok is different and eat weird food, so I say we eat Orgok.
Oh, come on. Give Orgok a chance.
He makes good points.
If we eat Orgok, but he has already eaten the weird foods, are we not also eating the weird foods that are inside of Orgok?
Oh.
Dancha is so wise.
Properties.
Dancha the wise speaks.
My brain is exploding. It's not related to what you said. My brain is exploding.
It is the red berries.
Did you just say transitive proper?
Transitive property of rocks. One rock into other rock. Like, look, I really, this first time happened, but woman in group give good idea, and here I am just giving same idea to you and getting credit for it. I want take moment to say this is bullshit and we should make society stop doing it. I would throw my hands up in disgust, but I have eaten too many red berries.
Legit.
I love that they invented eggs, cannibalism, and mansplaining, like all in one fell swoop.
Yeah,
it was a very busy month.
Yeah,
super busy.
It's really A to B to
people
C.
don't give the cavemen enough credit for all their accomplishments. I mean, they were really ahead of their time.
I think.
Well, actually, I believe it was the lizard who made the egg. Thank you. Good night. I'm done.
This is getting into a classic.
I mean, which came first, the lizard or the egg?
I am not surprised by your answer, by the way, because I almost didn't ask this question because in a previous episode we got into time travel a little bit, and you specifically wanted to go back in time to invent the burrito.
Yep.
Yeah,
burritos.
Yeah, I had to go back and check my records to make sure that hadn't been the question. It's like, no, Josh went on his own tangent.
Please, no one give me the time travel device. I will not use it for good reasons. Someone give it to Jen Burton.
Huh?
I'm gonna fuck
Josh.
the burritos.
First those burritos. Now you're breaking it down to the individual parts of the burrito as your goal in time travel.
I really like burritos, man. What can I say?
This seems like it's based on a view of culinary history that comes from Reese's Peanut Butter Cup commercials, where all food is invented in some sort of wacky accident.
Yeah.
Perhaps involving Frankenstein and Dracula.
That was a plot in an episode of Dinosaurs, too. So I feel like this is all coming together. Got chocolate in my peanut butter.
The thought of what would you do after you've corrected all these things? Like, what would you do to go back and have fun? The first thing that you correct likely would have had ripple effects and changed or corrected other things that happened after it in that timeline. And you wouldn't, like, you would never be able to actually go back and correct all these things because you would be changing the timeline from the first thing that you correct. And once you go back to try to have fun, you also are changing things. So you can never actually get back to the place where you left off.
What if you just observe? You could just observe.
But then we get into like the butterfly effect.
Yeah, see, I think that's it, is like to go back and like see something happen and not change it. Like if you wanted to go back and see
like
the first time this band played or the first time.
I would totally, I want to see like
who
animals.
Played?
And like your favorite band or whatever, like the first time this is your favorite band, or for me it'd be like going back and seeing some nerdy improv thing for sure.
Yeah,
like the first time a team performed or whatever, like that'd be interesting too.
But even then, I mean, think about it. Okay, you go back and you watch. You go back and you sit in the audience, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go. You know, this is my favorite seat. I'm gonna go sit in the third row aisle seat. But someone else was going to sit in the third row aisle seat, but now you're sitting there, so they sit in the row behind them, and now they don't strike up a conversation with the woman who's sitting next to you. And they don't meet, and they don't go on to have children.
And they were the parents of your future spouse.
Yeah.
And now you die alone.
Yeah. I think about this all the time.
I would like to go ahead and say, hold on, I'm going to make a quick quibble with everybody here.
Yeah.
None of you motherfuckers are having fun.
Right.
Everybody's like so worried about the consequences of just like,
so
no.
We haven't even gotten a one
I was going to point out this.
But this is my basic thing with time travel, changing the past is like, once you have kids, it becomes exponentially more guilt-ridden.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you suddenly you're murdering your own kids if you affect something that you don't meet your wife or your partner or whatever, and you don't have kids. Like, so I was talking about this over dinner because I thought it was such an interesting question. And I thought that what might be interesting is to go into the future. I mean, we always say the past, but like, what's going to happen? What's going to be trending 5 years from now, 10 years from now? That might be interesting to see that kind of stuff. Or like, even, let's say I'm 55. Well, I am 55, so let's say that. But let's say I won't live to be 110. Maybe I won't. But to go that far in the future, like, what am I going to miss? And see some of that stuff before.
I feel like with my luck in that, like, no matter how close ahead of time I go, I will discover that the world has ended in the meantime. Like, I'm just going to go like 2 hours ahead of time and see how it's different. Apocalypse.
Yeah, right. Because if you exit
dust,
if you exit the time portal, like, and the apocalypse has happened. I don't mean like, the world is on fire. I mean like the earth exploded. Like if the place that you entered time in the time machine is destroyed while you're traveling in the time machine, are you also destroyed? How does that work?
Or you come back into existence in space.
Right.
Yeah.
Your last words are, well, this is awkward.
There's also a theory of time travel that also has to be a space travel machine, because otherwise you always end up in space because the Earth is moving. Yeah.
You nerds are fun.
Time and space.
And everyone was giving me shit about questions.
You're right. You're 100%.
I'm gonna step in as co-host here and pull a little co-host magic. And let's just say, for the purposes of this question, because
in this universe there is co-host magic.
Yes, yes, there is. Because other than the invention of cheese,
did you have to go to like a school to like get your magic powers?
Hogwarts.
Yeah,
sorting hat.
Yeah.
Go on, Hyman. I'm sorry. As the host, please. I'm going to step in here and say that the co-host can use the co-host magic to continue solving the problem he's trying to solve.
This feels very meta.
Let's say this time travel is paradox free. Paradox free time travel. Ooh. It all happens. Whatever happens. That doesn't. So if you change something, it was gonna be changed. Therefore, your timeline does not alter.
So this is time travel that was invented by Baptists. Yeah. In which everything was predestined.
We're basically going on erotica rules where UTIs and pregnancy risks don't exist.
Erotica rules.
Super.
Now, what I want you to do is take a look at this machine here. Now, if you see this, you see these two wires that come together, electricity comes down.
I don't believe in electricity.
Flux capacitor. And what it does is, when this car goes 88 miles per hour, the power of Jesus comes into it. And then you will see a fire appear like a flaming chariot come out the tires of this, and it will take you back to the year 1955.
I'm sorry, Reverend. You don't have the rights to a flux capacitor. If you could just use a different name. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate you are doing the Lord's work by keeping the Lord from getting sued by the estate of Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gay.
And the Holy Spirit flies away.
So just to be clear.
I can't believe he went to law school.
So Jesus comes into the time machine with you and goes with you. Is Jesus going to be there? Because I'm all for that.
Jesus our co-pilot?
That's why there's
is that how this works?
That's right, because Jesus is the co-pilot. Well, there's a little breakdown on the floor.
And then Jesus is in the past, because I'm not a very good driver, I'll be honest. And I'm going to be worried about Jesus the whole time if we're like flying around in space and time.
Also, I was going to call shotgun before. Can we get like a backseat Jesus instead?
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice, because we like to both sit in the front.
Yeah, that's right.
The Lord does not ride in the back seats of our lives. There's a hump in that back seat where the devil sits between you. The devil sits between you in the great uncomfortable space in the eternal life that is the back seat of this DeLorean, which is a very narrow back seat. Can we say, Holy Ghost, can we say DeLorean?
No.
All right.
I don't mean to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt all of you as we were discussing the flux capacitor.
Copyright.
I have
it's no longer a flux capacitor. It is a flux
capacitor.
A flux. It's a time circuit. A time circuit.
I'll allow it. I caught what word you moved away from there, and that was real smart.
Yeah, I realize I hear that first word a lot, but it is in the wrong context.
I just fundamentally disagree with the power that imbues your time travel machine. You see, I have a time travel machine as well.
You fundamentally disagree with the power that imbues my time travel machine, which is
powered.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, tell us more about this.
Well, I'm interested in all time machines. What does yours do? Is Jesus there?
There's no Jesus. I mean, he's around.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he's a cool guy, but not machine. Not as prominent, not as maybe messianic. He's a cool guy, carpenter maybe. In my time machine, powered by Moses and the one guy.
Oh,
all I'm saying.
He was pretty cool. We could drive through the middle of the ocean.
Oh wow,
that was him, wasn't it? Yeah.
Have you considered being a time Jew for Jesus?
Steven, I'm telling you, I know you want to go to Sci-Fi by Fly Deluxe Con, but our time travel machine on science is not going to work. All the ones that are being pushed out there run on religion. What are we going to do with a scientific time machine? It doesn't work that way, man. It doesn't work.
What we have to do is we have to have faith in science, or else we're not going to get to Sci-Fi by Deluxe Con. Okay? Right? An inherent faith in science. It's the same thing that makes the placebo effect work. All right.
It's like alternative energy.
The science is accurate. Exactly. So once again, we don't need a god. All right. We don't need some wizard with a beard up there telling us what to do. We don't need some ancient power saying what we have to maneuver through the world. We can get by on nothing but cold, hard science. We can get by on nothing but the numbers and the data and the information that we've seen through books. We can get by. We can get by. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can we get by?
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Now let's hop in this tiny thing and let's actually have fun in this time machine for once. Get on board, everybody. We're having fun.
Fun.
It smells bad in here.
I wish Jesus was here.
Legit.
Please leave in all that space, Jet.
Yes.
Please leave in all that space because we were all just waiting for Jesus right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who, by the way, has never guested on the program.
September, guys. September.
Or has he guested on every
and
program?
he never will.
Oh no, September, baby.
Josh has got all of our guests lined up.
While you were talking about your holy time machine, I was thinking that there was 2 sets of tire tracks, and then there was 1 set of tire tracks where Jesus gave me a ride
on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. One was when he was in the fusion-powered car.
Yes. And one, Jesus was hovering along us all the time. Because where he was going, we didn't need roads.
There is nothing that makes me happier than visions of the future that are now in the past.
Oh yeah,
like like
retrofuturism,
right? Like the hellish future in Back to the Future, which took place in 2015, so it was just 1 year too early. But and was just not quite as unconvincing as the real future turned out to be.
Yes.
It is like the depths of human cynicism always get the future better.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's. I think that's a fun category in general. You're absolutely right. Is seeing all the films that have passed us by on their timeline. Like they all thought they were being really clever with setting the movie X far ahead, and it was never far enough.
Well, remember, everybody was like, "Where's my hoverboard?" But nobody was like, "Where's my RoboCops?"
Yeah,
because that took place in 94.
Ed 209 is making some real headway.
Well, and that's the thing. We just rewatched RoboCop recently, and it so holds up.
Super. So, Jesus, there's just checking in. Nothing. Not just checking in. And there's only one pair of tracks in the desert, and 12 dudes with you. I sent you to convert the world. Are you having a bro weekend during your time on Earth?
Yes, we. First of all, let me explain the tracks.
Okay,
like the Tusken Raiders, walk in the footsteps of those before us.
Future plans, for sure, yeah.
To disguise our numbers. A.
Okay.
B. Yes,
sure.
I am having a bro weekend.
Okay. a bro. Okay, so because later on in Legend,
look, you didn't say it was going to be work the whole time. All right. Work hard, play hard. I'm still trying to get that as one of the commandments. You've been very uncompromising on it.
C, you're right in what you're saying. I didn't say the whole time it had to be work, but you've gone so far in your journey. When you were 12, you were already teaching to thousands of people.
I know.
And doesn't a bro weekend just kind of seem like a turn left from the
knock? Sorry, Jesus. Didn't mean to interrupt you and your dad, but
no, come in.
We're kind of trying to keep the party going over there.
Sure.
Yeah. And you know how you turned the water into wine?
Yeah.
I've got this handful of sand, and I was just wondering if you could, You told
him about the sand trick, Jesus?
Let me just do that.
A little bit of the.
You're good. You're good to go. Enjoy.
Thanks, Jesus. You're the best.
Wow.
See? Thanks, Jesus, you're the best. That versus hell and fire and all bumming people out all the time. How about the good news gospel? The good news is I can make coke out of sand.
I showed you that for work purposes only. That's how I created the universe in 7 days. It wasn't meant to have fun with, Jesus. You're taking my words and you're interpreting it into your own thing, like you're your own guy. Remember, You're a part of me. It's you, me, and the Holy Spirit. It seems like you're almost going solo.
That's why I find it so surprising that you're such a drag, because I am fun. And you are really bringing down the room.
Oh,
Holy Ghost has fled. He is in Cancun, will not budge.
Oh, I'm going to talk to him later.
Because he knows what a bummer you are.
Well, you know what? If you want, you can start your own new portion of the Bible, okay? We have the old portion where we have the rules. It's fire and brimstone.
I know.
Okay.
It is the part that people skip over. They flip through it until there's some really fun stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yay, and did he create a party? And yea, did that party last on and on until eternity. Joy and fun was had by all. The bummers were done. I mean, it's a rough draft. I'm workshopping with some of the guys.
You're getting there. It's just, I just feel people are going to focus so much on you turning water into wine and you feeding 3,000 people with just a fish and a loaf of bread. People aren't going to realize that I turned people into salt for looking the wrong way. We have to install.
That's not a recruitment tool. That's not a recruitment tool. No one wants to hang out with the guy that turns people to salt. They do want to hang out with the guy that makes Coke and food for everyone.
You know, you're sounding
I'm bringing people in. I'm building a bigger tent, and everyone's having a ball inside.
Jesus, come back to the rave. It's awesome. We missed you in
Mary
here.
Magdalene, here I come.
All right.
Okay.
Do the thing where you walk on the pool again.
Oh my God. You're giving away the whole book, Jesus. Come on.
I'm DJing.
Okay. I just hope this bro weekend doesn't turn.
Holy Ghost.
I'll be back.
Jesus, get up on the stage. Kick off your thing around your...
You got it.
Yeah.
Take off your crown of thorns.
Toss it in the crowd.
Throw your crown of thorns out in the audience.
It hurts.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
I just believe in him even more now.
Jesus, can I put my straw through your hand hole and drink my drink with it?
Of course.
Yo, bro, let's do a couple rails and then do a couple nails, man.
Yeah. All right, look, obviously I'm not
good time Jesus in full effect.
I'm gonna leave, but when I come back someday, whenever that is, I better not see any bro weekend, okay?
You're gonna be super disappointed.
I'm too drunk to drive. Take the wheel.
Hey, no, man, if you're too drunk here, have some more of his body. It'll sober you up.
Oh, I'm great now.
Legit.
We're all great now, man. That's the point.
Legit. That is still more convincing than anything I learned in CCD class.
Joel Osteen somewhere is saying, I told you so. I told you so.
This is the prosperity gospel right here.
He's a big fan of the podcast, by the way. I'm going to, I keep stressing this, guys, have fun, because I mentioned this question to my wife and I was like, we took care of all the important stuff. And she was just like, oh, well, why aren't we going to end slavery? And I was like, okay, of course we've ended slavery.
That's one of the important
we took
things.
care of all the important things. And it just kept being like, let's all just take a big step back from our Bummerville. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to go to my grandkid's wedding. I'm going to be the guy that crashes my future grandchild's wedding. I don't know if my kid's going to have kids, but in theory, I'm going to try to show up at my grandkid's wedding. It's a thing in the future, and it'll be something where it's just like, who's that guy over there? Is just like bobbing his head to the music over in the corner. That's going to be
that mysterious dude.
Yeah.
In those old-fashioned clothes.
I like the idea that everybody recognizes you and is convinced you're here to tell them something monumental that they need to stop. And you're just here for the open bar.
Because you fixed everything.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if we're going to go back in time and fix something, here's one I would do.
Super.
All right, guys. This time, I think.
Wait, did you just go back in time and fix the beginning of you saying this?
Yes, I did. And scene, legit, done. I fixed it.
All right. I think this is the time in our show for our sponsor, and we have Michael Hyman here. Finally, again. I don't know. Were you on the last episode? I've lost track, Michael. You were. Great. All right. So now welcome back. Just do your job.
Yeah. Here I am.
I'd love to hear our sponsor for this week.
I'd love you to hear it. So here it goes. You've heard about muffins, and you've heard about muffin tops, but now, get ready for the next phase in baked good technology, the newest craze, muffin bottoms. You think that it's the tops that's the tops? No, now you're going to be saying the bottoms are the tops. This is not some new fad, everyone. This comes back from way back in the earliest days of muffins, back in the Depression, when they couldn't even make a muffin top. All you had was the muffin bottom. It was the favorite snack and baked good of respected journalist Edward R. Murrow. Take yourself and tuck yourself in cozily, snuffily into a muffin bottom with all the great muffin flavors you like plain and bran and chocolate chip. Its muffin bottoms are low in everything. Low in sugar, low in salt, low in fat, but not low in flavor. Who are they for? The rich, but in, the best way. It's going to be that great snack they're going to be so jealous of seeing everyone eating. It's also for everyone named Rich, even if you're not rich. Again, but in, the best way. Take our 34-hour guarantee. If you don't like your muffin bottoms, 34 hours after you've consumed them, get another snack. You've already eaten it. No refunds. Muffin bottoms, coming to your corner bakery near you.
Yay.
Oh, it's truly the best part of the muffin.
I think it's great that they've kept that company going after what the term muffin bottom went on to mean in the wider culture. It's great that they just decided to stick with it.
I think they're going to want us to come back in time and change the name of their company from Muffin Bottoms after we see what that becomes in the future.
Yes.
I'd also just like to know what a plain muffin is. What's a plain muffin?
Yeah.
I'm curious about that.
Is it the kind they serve to you on an airplane?
I believe it's shaped like
It just tastes like flour.
I love that.
They didn't get too many specifics. It's actually a muffin made out of a plain bagel.
Oh. Sounds maybe like it's
They're just kind of whittled down.
Imagine the inside of the bagel without the outside.
Yeah.
That's a muffin
crushed,
bottom.
scooped out,
Plain.
and then formed into a...
It's like, oops, no berries.
I've thought about the time travel stuff a lot, and again, this gets stuck in this territory we're talking about here, because where I often get stuck is in this capitalism mindset where my thoughts are always to go back and invest in something or buy Bitcoin whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's all centered around this capital. And so in fact, I should go back and just kill capitalism instead. But again, we're back to the things we should do instead of the things we should do for fun. I absolutely agree with the thoughts on going in the future, Paul, because that's been on my mind a lot. Is there's a lot of stuff I'm excited about that may hopefully eventually happen that I will not live to see, but I would really like to see how it turns out. I would love to see the first city on another planet.
Yeah,
that. To be clear, the first human city on another planet, because there's probably some other cities on other planets that we didn't build. But yeah, that I would love to see is what does our civilization look like when it's truly spread beyond our planet?
Super. All right, Jet. Well, you went through the time portal. Welcome to Los Angeles on Mars. This is LA. We literally scooped it up from the remnants of Earth, and we flew it on a whole bunch of space RVs, like you do with those houses that are cut in half, and then we put it back together, and it's Los Angeles on Mars.
So now is a good time for us to discuss what you would like to see in Los Angeles and Mars, because we're going to take us about 45 to 50 minutes to get out of Mars LAX parking.
Yeah.
Great.
So we're here in our space cars that are the same, that look like regular cars, but on Mars.
I always meant to go on Angel's Flight when LA was on Earth. Never got around to it. Kept planning. They had a whole ticketing system for a while, which was really confusing. I tried to get tickets, and it's like a 2-minute ride up and down the hill. So I'd love to go on it now that it's on Mars.
Stephen St. James VII. Do you want to tell him what happened with Angel's Flight?
Due to the reduced gravity because of the lower, mass of Mars, we tried Angel's Flight, and it achieved, escape velocity, and is now in orbit around the planet until it crashes into Mars's moon Phobos.
Can you believe this asshole will not let me over? It's still traffic all this time later. I'm stuck in this lane. Great. Get comfortable. I'm stuck.
Most of these cars are completely automated too.
Wow.
They're just here all the time.
The Mars 110 is somehow even worse than it was on Earth. This is amazing.
Yeah. Like I said, most of these cars are autonomous. They're just also autonomous assholes.
I never got around to going to the Crypto.com arena after it took over for Staples. So is that still a thing? Can we see a show?
Crypto's taken on a different name. It's they sell crypts there. It's a giant mausoleum. It's a lot of crypts.
It was Crypto.com and then Crypt.com and then Creep.com and then Creek.com back when it was the only place you could get water. And then it went back to being Crypto.com because it was like a mystery. Nobody knew what it stood for, and it was really cryptic. And then back to Crypts because we, ran out of water.
And then everyone really liked it when it was Creep, but radio had disowned it, so then it became something else.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, if there's one thing Los Angeles was always great for, it was the food truck culture. Are there good food truck? Like, is Kogi still around? Any of the.
I don't know if they had this in your time. So check this out, man. There's this thing. You got to try it. SUJ the 7th and it's the best. So it's a big giant what they call a tortilla, right? Mm-hmm. And you put.
By the way, Spence 3000 was there the day this got invented.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. So you take these tortillas, you put frijoles in it. It's like a bean, but they're called frijoles. Some type of meat, carne asada, on top of it. Mm-hmm. I usually get it with no cebolla. No.
I was going to ask for no cebolla.
Yeah, you don't want cebolla. Just no cebolla.
No horses. That's right.
And then usually some type of cheese. They import it now from 8000 BC, which is pretty cool. It's very authentic. And
was that the first time someone ate curdled milk?
Yeah. So it's more of like a Oaxacan cheddar. Yeah. Which is weird because you think cheddar from Wisconsin, Oaxaca from Mexico, but Oaxacan cheddar, it's fantastic. And then they wrap it together, and it's called a burrito.
Hey, are you guys talking about burritos?
Yeah,
I think so.
Can you do it with your goddamn foot on the gas?
Hey, up yours, pal. Automated forward.
Oh, so okay, Los Angeles still using gas-powered vehicles. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. The haze here is just it really felt like home. I can barely see the tops of the buildings.
But I mean, hey man,
there's a Martian thing. Yeah.
You want to see future Los Angeles? You're here. Go ahead and press the screen and check out whatever you want. There's tons of information that will just whatever you want to ask. Yeah. The screen will give you what you want to hear. It's great.
Okay.
You want to see a new episode of The Simpsons? It's still going.
Oh my God! Yes. Oh, that's this is my favorite. Oh my God!
It's not as good. Season 8,392 was not as good as it was in the first few years, though.
Yeah, that checks out. Oh my God, guys, I feel like I'm home. A little too much though. Like, can you just clue me in on anything that's like dramatically different? I want to feel like I've traveled somewhere new other than just like transplanted. Is there anything about Los Angeles that would surprise me on Mars in the future?
Oh, sorry. Well, because now Los Angeles takes up the entirety of the planet Mars, rent is far more affordable.
Oh,
yeah,
that's great. What does a studio go for instance?
It goes for 1,000 Michael Hymans. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's the oxygen costs that really get to you, though.
That's 40,000. Chris Sanders is. Yeah, he won the oxygen war. He kind of did that market.
So you have to pay for your own oxygen here in Los Angeles, Mars.
Yeah, but your apartment comes with a fridge now, so there's that.
Oh, all right. There's a trade-off.
Capitalism, baby.
Glad I got my ass to Mars.
Legit. I have to say, like, the thinking of being in control of a time machine, I think what I would have to do is go back and change whatever catastrophe has happened to our scientific establishment that led to me being in charge of a time machine. Because like this is like a Soul Survivor thing where your neighborhood mailman has become the president. Yeah. Because every other possible more qualified person has died. That's the only way this happens.
Or it could be an accident, like how Johnny Sacco got in charge of Giant Robot. Here's the first one to talk into the watch. I don't know, the deep cuts keep coming.
This is like the Enola Gay was left parked with the keys in it.
and
fully my high school bully has the first A-bomb.
And also, once again, everybody's refusing to have fun. Because think about every single time travel adventure we've ever had. When is it the qualified guy who was like the one who winds up with the time machine? It's Marty McFly. It's it's Scott Bakula's character from Quantum Leap.
Who never got
somebody
home.
Who was just like, I should be able to do this, but unfortunately, circumstances are beyond my control, and now I'm traveling through time. It's Bill and it's Ted. Chris Compton, you are more qualified than Bill S. Preston or Ted Theodore Logan.
Really knew how to have fun.
I don't know if this is fun or not, but I have one.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Okay.
I don't know if it's fun, though.
We'll be the judges of that.
I hope it's not. We got to get things going.
Well, I have a couple. One is I want to go back and see the Big Bang. Like, I want to see where we started and how it happened. I want to see that moment. I don't know if that's fun or not. Probably will be terrifying.
Absolutely. I have a similar. I want to
get like an awesome selfie.
Yeah,
like
I
pristine,
like that.
pre-human. I'd like to see like the stages that Earth went through.
Right,
like, I don't know if I would burn up. Maybe not the fire years, but someplace I'd survive.
Your machine protects you because it's fun.
Yeah, I have to say.
I have that Earth the Fire Years box set, which is like it's not
there
their
you
best.
go. My fun machine allows me to observe without doing it. But that's not the fun one. So to me, this is, I don't know if this is fun or not, but it's something that's from my personal life. I'm going to stop qualifying it. Is that I want to see when my parents first met and like how they dated, like, because this is not fun, but they ended up getting a divorce. And I never could imagine them like at the beginning being like
happy.
I don't know, fun. And this is now it's not fun anymore. But it would be fun for me to watch.
It's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
I want to see what they were like.
Yeah, my parents are still married, but they're completely acrimonious. Super.
Welcome to Cincinnati Applebee's. Table for two, right?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Table
for two. Okay, great. Here's your seat right here.
Is it okay if we sit on the same side of the table?
Of course you can. I mean, I don't make the rules here, but I'll allow it. I'll be back with your drinks, you two. I'll be back.
I'll just scoot over. My goodness.
Oh, don't scoot too far over.
Oh, I guess I won't. Oh, our side butts are touching.
Is it okay if we share a menu? We don't need our own menus. We can sort of, there's like some bottomless appetizers.
I would love emphasis on the bottom.
Go crazy.
Yep. Let's do it. I'd love this. I'm sorry. I'm being fresh.
Hi, I'm sorry to interrupt real quick. I know this looks really cute and everything. I am obligated to hand out 2 menus because my manager checks for that stuff and I don't want to get in trouble. So you guys can just read one, but I have to legally hand out 2. I'm sorry. Go back to your meet cute. This is so cute. I'll go. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, it was fun. And then that guy broke the mood. I don't know what that guy's...
You know what? Don't let it worry you.
I'm going to shake it off.
Hi, sorry to bother you. I'm Gerald. I'm the manager here at the Cincinnati Applebee's. I don't know why you come to a just piece of shit state like Ohio to eat. But welcome to Cincinnati. Anyway, just wanted to make sure you got 2 menus and not just 1 or 3 or some other ungodly number. You did? Great.
We got 2.
Hey, Jared, it's me, Brett, the district manager.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that you've been pretty broken up since the divorce, but just know you got a wonderful young daughter at home named Jen, who's just the brightest, funniest star in the whole world. And while things may not have worked out with you,
I'm just sick of seeing meet cutes in my Applebee's, the Cincinnati Applebee's. Buddy. Okay,
I know.
We were number 1. We used to be number 1. Okay, like I'm Ohio born and bred, but I just her leaving me and leaving me with that beautiful young girl Jen. It killed me. Okay, we met in the Cincinnati Applebee's. I wasn't even the manager yet. We were just 2 kids exploring the world. We're talking about the future. Like, what would you like to see if you had a time machine? What would you do for fun? And that just, you know what? It was that question that it spiraled from there.
So, imagine if you had a time machine. What would you do for fun?
Oh, I would go back and see what my parents, what they were like when they were first dating. I mean, I think that's what I would do.
Well, I've got good news for you.
Oh.
Hey, welcome to the Cincinnati Applebee's. Table for two, is that correct?
Yeah, please, table for two.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, come over here. I'll put you right next to the window.
Is it okay if we sit on the same side of the table?
Oh my goodness, this is fresh.
Oh, that's yes. Technically,
look how cute they are together. This is adorable. Wow. We're sharing a menu. That's exciting.
Yeah. Don't scoot too far over.
Oh. Do you think she's kind of being, like, she's sort of slutty a little bit? Why is she talking about her butt so much?
So I went back in time and killed the waiter, who was going to turn out to lead a white supremacist takeover of the United States in the year 2016.
Okay,
that man
you killed
would grow up to be Tucker Carlson.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I have to tell you, this is a lot more disturbing than I thought it would be. Like, I didn't think that my father was such an angry man. Or anyway, I'm just sort of confused by the whole.
If there's one thing I've learned as a time traveling psychologist,
we
it's
begin
that
to see
looking
flying
back
toasters in the background.
If there's one thing Bob Dylan and Stephen Hawking have taught us together, it's that you should not look back.
Okay, see, I think that we have done something very bad by going back to that Applebee's, because now there are literally toasters flying through the air. And I don't know what my parents had to do with that.
That's my screensaver. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, my God. Why is your screen so big?
I use it as a window now. It's an internal place.
Okay.
If that wasn't there, you would just see the back of the
out.
Cincinnati Applebee's dumpster.
At any rate, look, the whole point is that I'm sort of confused as to, I thought my mom was sitting with my father, but then, there was that other guy who I also saw. He was very angry, and he also, is he my father?
Well, there's only one way for us to find out. Back to the time machine.
I really don't want to be here. All these.
Excuse me, it's me. I'm the Applebee's district manager here. Your name's Jen, correct?
Yes.
I just want to clear something up. The manager here, he's not actually your father. The year is 1970. Jennifer's a very common name.
How dare you?
He just also has a daughter named Jennifer. It was the most popular name for like 6 or 7 years.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to confuse you. Trust me, that guy's daughter, she starts off great, but she ends up a real mess.
Oh, thank God, because I am doing very well in the future. Just to be clear.
I bet you are. Hey, you're traveling through time. I bet you are.
It's a service they offer in the future. And I'm so glad you're here, because how do you even know I'm here?
Oh, I can tell by your clothes.
So you're telling me, sir, that you want to go back to 1970 and be a manager?
How dare you?
At an Applebee's in Cincinnati? That's your goal?
District manager.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Okay, well, let me send you right away.
Asshole? The circle is complete.
Hi, I'm Jared. I'm the assistant here. Nice to meet you, sir. Wow, pretty neat to have a black guy as my boss.
Well, now I'm going to invent human resources.
God, the American version of Dark is just awful. Americans ruin every show they Americanize.
You think that's bad? You should check out The Big Bang Theory. I went back to the first episode. It is garbage.
And flagrant false advertising.
Legit.
That was... I think my brain broke somewhere in the middle of that.
Yes.
No, but do you feel like you saw them, Jen? Do you feel?
I think I did,
really
and I think I saw what happened, and I think I saw what led to their demise.
It was just as confusing as the real thing.
It's always that tiny flaw at the beginning that you overlook that ends up being the ultimate demise of that. Really.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
One thing.
Listen, I've got it, and it's fun. Here's what I'd do.
Save it.
I would go back in time and Forrest Gump myself into prominent moments in history, just for fun, to have my photo at all these points,
You
like a Forrest Gump. Yeah. That's what I would do.
Michael Hyman, that is fun.
That is the most fun answer. Absolutely. You win the fun award.
It's a Dallas backyard. A young Lee Harvey Oswald stands there with a rifle in his hand, and you're mowing the lawn in the background.
Yeah, there's a photo of us.
Yeah.
But the premise is you have already corrected all of the bad things.
Oh, you did all the bad things.
Well, all of the ones he wanted to.
Lee Harvey Oswald had a life before he killed Kennedy.
But then there's also the thing where Michael Hyman just has this photo album where people come by and they're like, hey, what are you doing with all these photos? It's just these random nobodies. And he's like,
this is me and John Lee.
Yeah. If Back to the Future taught us anything, twice, do you have to keep doing it over and over again?
I like
the pictures
that.
Will fade?
You go back once to get your photo, then you go back and correct the travesty. And then you end up in your future timeline, as Steven said, and you've got all these photos and these people that nobody knows because the travesty was averted.
Yeah, but I know.
Yeah.
You would have to enjoy that on your own.
That's good. I like that.
Because nobody would know what the photos were in reference to.
Some things are just for you.
It's an inside joke. It's an inside joke for one.
Yeah.
I think you could accomplish this at the Old West photo place on the boardwalk.
You put your head through the things. The movie's now called Michael Hyman instead of Forrest Gump. It's great.
Still just as patronizing.
Super.
All right, guys. This is just a quick tech meeting for Berkeley Systems here. By the way, the clock shows 1989. I'm not sure why our clock just shows years on it. Anyway, pitch meeting real quick here on some new screensaver designs. Who wants to?
I think it's. Sorry, I think it is. It's 419.
You know it's next, right?
Okay.
No,
right.
That didn't work.
No,
that didn't work. Wait, what year is this?
It's 1989.
Oh God, I'm too late.
It's almost 420.
Oh, all right. Well, okay. Let's talk about some ideas here for some screensavers.
Yeah.
It does seem like okay. Well, now it is now it's 420. All right, great. So I was thinking flying toasters. Nothing sounds more realistic to me, right?
Someone's reading
everybody?
my journal. Yeah, I'm in. I'm totally in.
You're in? Okay. All right. Flying toasters it is. Yes.
Bud Bukowski reporting for duty. I totally have a suggestion for a screensaver. Okay. So the screen turns black and it's like a first-hand view of a maze that you're going through. And it's like you come up to a wall and you're like, oh no, here comes the wall. And then all of a sudden you take a sharp right and you're back on track. And then, there goes another wall. And then you take a left. And it's like you're in a maze.
That's amazing. Real quick, by the way.
You said amazing. Dude.
Does anyone know where Jesus is? I need more sand converted.
Let's get that.
Hey, what's up? Did somebody say Jesus?
There he is.
Jesus.
We're kind of bankrupt on the ideas here, so we need some of that white stuff flowing real fast.
Someone who has a one-track mind,
you got cocaine,
bro.
and I have an idea for you. What about this? Just pipes. Pipes going every which way.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh, just pipes. Why didn't I think of that?
Because you're not Jesus. That's why.
Bud Bukowski reporting for second duty. I have another suggestion.
All right.
What if?
All right. I mean, Jesus is killing it over here, but okay.
I think Jesus and I are gonna get like
Sorry,
this one.
nailing it. I meant nailing it.
Nice.
We could joke like that, right, Jesus? We're buddies.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Jesus is good
all
at this because he has a one-track mind.
I don't.
Instead of the two-track. Okay. Anyways,
floating
go for it. Through space. Like you almost just want to watch the screensaver so you can look at all the stars flying by you, and you'd be like, "I'm in space."
That's just gonna make me sad, wishing that I could see traveling through space one day, but I'll never live.
What about just
Jesus.
the logo of the company bouncing around the screen?
Oh, so like it bounces off of one edge of the screen and bounces onto another edge of the screen.
Yeah, like a ping pong ball inside your computer.
And it's kind of random, so it's hitting different parts at different times.
Yeah, of course.
The question I've got, is does it ever reach the corner?
Well, if you go by Minos paradox. No, it comes infinitely close to the corner, but never reaches the corner.
You're so well educated, Jesus. It's fantastic.
But I love to party. All your water coolers are full of wine now. Jesus out.
Minos, come here. This room is not clean, Minos.
Hold on, I'm almost there.
It is almost clean. Your room is almost clean, but it is not clean.
I can't quite hear you, but I'm getting closer.
I keep coming into this room and saying, finish cleaning your room. And it keeps
like
being almost
3/4
clean,
of the way there.
Almost clean. It's like you're tantalizing me, Minos.
I'm a little hard of hearing, but don't worry. I'm like 6/8 of the way there.
Just Minos, just finish what you start, Minos. Finish what you start, okay?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yes, you've been getting there
let me
for
take a breath.
long time.
All right, 9/16. All right, almost there. Almost there.
Minos, come on. It's like every time I come in, you're halfway closer. Halfway closer.
I'm hearing halfway and Oatser. I can almost hear what you're saying. I'm like 15/17 of the way there. I should be able to reach out and grab you right now, but I ate too many of those red berries and I can't lift up my arms.
Minos, I'm going to give you 10 minutes, and if in 10 minutes you haven't cleaned this room, you don't get to go to the party.
Check in with me in 5.
Legit.
It's that kind of show, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, our shows are basically either dick jokes or philosophy, and sometimes we get lucky and we have both.
Yeah.
But I think on philosophy that brings us around to the end of the show because it doesn't get higher than that.
It's true.
So essentially, we made it all the way through the show without answering the question at all.
Michael Hyman got the closest.
Michael Hyman did get the
think
closest.
At this point, I think I would go back in time and just change up the question.
Jet,
You
have the power.
Let's just do that.
I do have the power.
Let's
Real quick, Michael Hyman. Let's get through the credits here. That's your job, and and then we'll wrap the show up just nice and tightly here.
Okay. Well, thank you as always to Matt Walker for intro and outro music. This episode was hosted and edited by Jet Kaufman, co-hosted by me, Michael Hyman, and features the talents of Josh Spence, Chris Sanders, Stephen C. James, Jen Burton, Chris Compton, and our very special guest, Paul Vaillancourt.
Yay!
Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot, along with some of the ads with only a light touch of editing for your comfort. If you love what we're doing, and we know you do, please, real quick, write us a 5-star review before you close the app and tell a friend about us. Before we go, Paul, is there anything you want to promote or somewhere people can follow you online or follow you in real life?
If people want to, sure. Well, in real life, they would have to come to my house, but I'm not going to give out my address. So they can check me out on YouTube at PV Improv on YouTube or at What's Up with PV on Instagram.
Great. All right. Yeah. I think that about closes up the show.
Hey, Jet?
Josh, what's up? Yeah.
The flying toasters are back. Can I start recording now?
Yes, Josh, you can start recording now.
I don't believe anything's on. Oh my time, I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Super Legit Podcast. Woo-hoo! I am your host, Jarrett Lennon Kaufman, a.k.a. Jet Kaufman. I wanted to clear that up. It's a nickname in case anyone's confused by it. I know it's like, this guy has 2 names. What's that about? People ask me about that all the time. Let's get to it. We've got our guests here. We've got Josh Spence.
Yo.
We've got Chris Sanders.
Hi.
Stephen C. James.
Hey, this is the sound of my voice.
Jen Burton. Whee! Chris Compton.
Acknowledgement.
Our co-host, Michael Hyman.
I think the confusion is because my nickname is also Jet Kaufman.
We're all Jet Kaufman.
Okay, yeah, no, and it's weird because you had the nickname
it's
before I did,
thing.
And I feel kind of rude about
Jet
that.
Kaufman's not my nickname, but it is my safe word.
And our special guest this week, Paul Vaillancourt. We talk about you all the time, but you're finally here. Welcome.
Motherfucking legend, Paul Vaillancourt.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you feel about that
nickname. My nickname is also Jet Kaufman.
Yep, it's going around. I'm going to jump right in here with the question real quick. Question for this week. If you could go...
I have a question.
Yeah.
To the question.
Okay.
Of course.
Just when you're ready.
Let him get it out first.
If you could go back in time and invent any food, what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, that's really a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyone have an answer?
I need no clarification on that.
Yeah, absolutely zero.
Anyone? Josh?
I'm good.
All right.
Very silly. I love it.